It's a common experience, isn't it? Really common. You've, dedicated years to English. You've absorbed countless podcasts, maybe even mastered complex grammar rules. Yet the exact moment you need to speak, your mind just blanks. That panic sets in, and perhaps all you manage is like, I don't know. If that sounds familiar, well, you are definitely in the right place today. Today, in this deep dive, we're going to cut through all that noise, tackle that exact frustration head on. We're going to uncover that one crucial element, that game-changing insight that truly separates fluent speakers from those who feel stuck. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding what actually works, how to sound natural, speak with confidence, and finally start translating in your head. We're exploring the mindset, the common mistakes too, and the proven strategies that can really transform your English speaking. Okay, let's unpack this.
Absolutely. And what we're about to uncover, it might seem almost deceptively simple, but honestly, it's the single most overlooked truth. Speaking isn't just about what you know, like vocabulary or grammar rules. It's a completely separate skill. Physical and mental, much like, say, learning to play an instrument or lifting weights at the gym. Seriously, until you really treat it that way, you might stay stuck. The common trap we see again and again is learners who meticulously watch videos, they study grammar, learn new words, but then dedicate very little, sometimes almost no time, to the actual act of speaking. So this raises a really important question. If speaking is a skill, how much time are we truly dedicating to practicing it? And, when we talk about fluency, let's just clarify something right off the bat. It's not about achieving some abstract idea of perfection or speaking without a single mistake. That's not it. It means you can express your thoughts without those long, awkward pauses. You can respond naturally in conversations, and the words just flow without that constant, exhausting internal translation from your native language.
Right, that feeling of understanding everything. You hear it, you read it, but then locking up when it's your turn to talk. It really hits home for so many people. So why? Why does that disconnect happen if speaking is this separate skill, as you say, distinct from just absorbing information? What exactly is fluency then, and why do so many of us struggle to, build it?
Exactly. And to expand on that, true fluency, real fluency, it's the ability to express yourself clearly, to hold a conversation naturally without, pausing every few seconds to search for words or construct sentences in your head. It's really about genuinely thinking in English. And the truly great news, this is 100% trainable. Absolutely. You absolutely do not need to live abroad. You don't need a big circle of native English-speaking friends to achieve it. You just need the right kind of consistent practice. What's fascinating here, I think, is that the ultimate goal isn't perfect English. Not at all. It's effective, comfortable communication.
Okay, so if it's a skill, like playing the piano or something, what's the most efficient way to train it? Because many learners feel like they've tried, everything. Videos, apps, classes. Is there maybe a secret weapon? Something that cuts through all the frustration and really builds that automatic fluency we're talking about?
There absolutely is, yes. And get ready for this one, because we consider it one of the most powerful, almost revolutionary techniques for rapid speaking improvement. It's called the shadowing method.
Shadowing.
Yeah. It's incredibly powerful precisely because of how it trains your brain, sort of bypassing your old habits. So here's how it works, basically. You choose a short audio or video clip, native speaker, maybe from a podcast, a YouTube video you like, a movie scene, whatever. Then you play just one sentence.
Which one?
Just one sentence. Immediately you repeat it out loud. And you're trying your absolute best to copy everything: the speaker's intonation, the rhythm, the pronunciation, the music of the language. And you repeat this process for the same sentence multiple times, again and again, until your mouth and your brain really start to work together automatically. It starts to click. Now, this is key. This is not just mindlessly repeating like a parrot. That's not what we're doing. This is deep, active practice. It forces your brain and mouth to work in sync.
Ah, okay.
It simultaneously trains your ears to really hear those natural sounds. It trains your mouth to produce the correct movements. And it trains your memory to build those automatic responses. It's like a profound brain hack, honestly. Shadowing literally rewires your neural pathways. It bypasses that internal translation struggle and forces your brain to create an automatic English response.
Wow.
The suggested practice, just 15 minutes a day for 30 days, and you'll absolutely feel a significant difference. If we connect this to the bigger picture, shadowing is essentially, rewiring your brain for automatic English.
Okay, shadowing. That sounds really powerful. But now a common roadblock we hear from listeners all the time is, this all sounds great, but look, I don't have anyone to practice with every day. And that's a super valid concern, right? Life gets busy.
It is. It's a very valid concern.
So here's the surprising truth, maybe. You don't necessarily need another person to start making massive progress. Is that right? What are some of those powerful solo strategies? And can you really convince us that something like, well, talking to yourself is genuinely effective?
You absolutely can start with yourself. And yes, it works. Try this. Every morning, look in the mirror, describe your day aloud. Keep it simple. Something like, okay, today I'm going to work. I have that meeting at 10. I feel a bit tired, maybe, but I'm excited to finish my project.
Okay, might feel a bit weird at first, though.
It might feel a little weird, totally. But it works because speaking aloud, that physical act, is how you train your brain to think in English. You're building muscle memory for your mouth and creating those neural pathways in your brain. Another thing, record your voice on your phone. Just use your voice memos. Listen back. Be kind to yourself, but listen critically, and then work to improve it. That self-correction loop is key.
Right.
And don't forget simple tools. Utilize things like WhatsApp voice notes. You can literally send them to yourself, just talk. Or use AI tools. ChatGPT, for example. You can get speaking prompts from it. You can talk to it. It will respond. It's like a conversation partner.
That's interesting.
You could also imitate YouTube videos you watch. Just pause and repeat lines. Or even join online speaking clubs. Many are free on platforms like Discord or Reddit. Find a community. The main point is just get your mouth moving every single day. Make it a habit.
This is great because it really moves us from theory, from just talking about it, to something incredibly practical people can do today. And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. A powerful, practical, 20-minute daily routine, something that can absolutely transform your English speaking in just, say, 30 days.
Yeah, this daily 20 routine. It's structured for maximum impact, but also simplicity, so you can actually stick with it. Okay, first step, warm up. 5 minutes. Just speak freely about your day, the weather, your plans for the weekend, anything. The goal here isn't perfection at all. It's simply to get your mouth moving and your brain warmed up, like stretching before a workout.
Makes sense.
Second, dedicate 10 minutes to shadowing. Exactly as we discussed. Take that native English video or podcast clip, pause after each sentence, and repeat it. Focus intensely. Copy the accent, the rhythm, the stress patterns. Try to do each sentence maybe 2 to 3 times to really ingrain it.
10 minutes of that. Okay.
Yep. Then finally, spend 5 minutes on spontaneous speaking. Choose a random question and just answer it aloud. For example, what do you think about social media? Or what would you do if you were the president of your country? What's your biggest dream in life?
Okay. Any random topic.
Any topic. What's something you want to learn this year? Rot. Describe your dream life, whatever comes to mind. And here's a pro tip. Record yourself doing this. Listen back. Then try repeating it with improvements. This last step is so crucial for building confidence and that feeling of fluidity.
That routine sounds incredibly actionable. Seriously, 20 minutes, anyone can find that. But, okay, as listeners start to put these strategies into practice, shadowing the daily 20, they might encounter roadblocks, right? Or slip back into old habits. What are some of the most common traps, the pitfalls that prevent learners from truly sticking with this and seeing the results they want?
That's a crucial point, absolutely. Because avoiding these pitfalls is just as important as knowing the right strategies. Okay, the first major mistake, waiting to be ready before you start speaking. The truth is, you'll never truly feel 100% ready. It's like waiting until you feel strong before you go to the gym. Doesn't work like that.
All right. You just got to start.
You just have to start. Just jump in. Another common one, trying to speak like a dictionary.
Yeah.
Using overly formal or textbook phrases instead of natural everyday ones that people actually use. You also really want to avoid focusing too much on grammar, early on at least. Now, grammar helps, of course it does, but communication is more important than perfection. It's absolutely okay to make mistakes. Native speakers do it all the time.
That's a huge shift in mindset for many learners, though, because they've probably been told forever that grammar is king. So how do you reconcile that? Like the need for accuracy versus just communicating? Won't letting go of grammar lead to more mistakes? And doesn't that feel, well, less fluent?
That's a great question, and it's a really common concern. I get it. The point isn't to ignore grammar completely. It's about prioritizing communication first, especially when you're trying to build fluency and confidence. Think about it. Native speakers, we make grammatical errors constantly in casual speech, but we still communicate effectively, right?
Yeah, true.
Your primary goal initially is to get your message across clearly and confidently. Get the words out. As you speak more, as you listen more, your ear will naturally start to pick up on correct patterns. And you can refine your grammar over time, maybe more consciously later. But trying for perfection right from the start, it often just paralyzes people. Progress, not perfection, propels you forward.
Progress, not perfection. I like that.
Exactly. Okay, fourth common mistake. Many learners learn new words but never actually use them. They collect words like stamps. Focus on useful everyday language and make sure you actively speak those new words in your own sentences. Put them to work. Speaking only once a week is another big pitfall. It's like going to the gym once a month. You're just not going to see results. You need those daily reps to build the speaking muscle. And finally, this is huge, being afraid of mistakes. This will absolutely hold you back more than anything. Aim for progress. Aim for communication. Not perfection. Remember, the best time to start speaking was yesterday. The second best time. It's right now, today.
Okay, so avoid those traps. Practice daily. Focus on communication. Got it. Now, beyond just practicing, how can you start to really sound, well, more natural, almost like a native speaker? Are there some subtle shifts, maybe some quick tips that can make a big difference in how you're perceived, how you sound?
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely some quick, actionable tips that can make your speech sound much more natural, much smoother. First, start using fillers naturally. Words like, basically like,
Right, we all use them.
Exactly. They're natural parts of conversation. They give your brain a tiny millisecond to think, but they also make you sound more engaged and less robotic. Also, practice connecting words. This is huge for flow. So instead of saying going to, it becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. Think about did you, often sounding like did ya.
Yeah.
This is how native speakers often link sounds together, making sentences flow phonetically. And here's a massive tip. Learn chunks instead of just single words.
Chunks.
Yeah.
Like pieces of language.
Exactly. Instead of learning just the single word difficult, think in chunks. These are pre-built phrases, like linguistic Lego blocks. So you learn the whole phrase, it's really difficult to see as one single unit. This isn't just about memorization. It's actually how native brains process language much of the time. It makes your speech smoother, faster, and feel truly more natural because you're retrieving entire patterns, not just assembling individual words one by one.
Okay, chunks, not just words. That makes a lot of sense. Now, I remember when I first heard about something called the mimic method, I thought, wait, is this just copying someone? But then I actually tried it a bit, and suddenly I felt a different kind of fluency starting to emerge. It was weird, but cool. Can you explain more about this mimic method? Why is it so powerful?
That's a fantastic observation.
Yeah.
Yes, the mimic method is exactly that on the surface. Picking one favorite native speaker, maybe it's a YouTuber you follow, an actor you admire, a speaker whose style you like, and you literally try to copy them. Pretty much. Mimic their rhythm, their energy, their voices' ups and downs, their style, their confidence, and yes, even their natural ooh and pauses. This isn't just speaking English. This is more like performing English. You're embodying it, and your mouth and your brain learn so much through this active, energetic imitation. It's about feeling the language, not just understanding it intellectually.
Performing English. I like that framing. Okay, so beyond all the mechanics, the routines, the methods, there's a vital psychological aspect to this whole journey, isn't there? The importance of actually enjoying the process, so you stick with it. Because if it feels like a chore, like homework, it's just so hard to sustain day after day.
That's absolutely spot on. Consistency is the secret sauce, right? And enjoyment is what fuels consistency. It has to be sustainable. So you need to ask yourself honestly, do I enjoy what I'm listening to for my shadowing practice? Do I feel excited or at least satisfied after my English practice? Am I having fun with it?
Yeah.
If the answer is mostly no, then you need to change it up. Find activities you genuinely enjoy.
Well,
It could be anything. Listening to podcasts about your specific hobbies, gardening, tech, history, whatever you love.
Yeah.
Watching stand-up comedy in English, playing video games with the English audio on, joining conversation groups about topics you're actually passionate about. The more fun it is, honestly, the faster you'll improve because you'll want to do it. And the more consistently you'll practice without it feeling like a burden. And this also ties into something really powerful we call the identity shift.
Identity shift. Okay.
Yeah, it's this powerful idea.
Yeah.
You need to change your self-talk. Stop saying things like, oh, I'm not good at speaking, or I'm shy, or I always forget words. That reinforces the negative. Instead, start actively affirming the positive. I'm improving every day. I speak English confidently. I am the kind of person who practices daily. The more you genuinely start to believe it, the more it actually shapes your actions and becomes your reality. Belief drives behavior.
Wow. Okay, so mindset, enjoyment, identity, it all plays a huge role alongside the actual practice. So After all this, what does this mean for you, the listener? We want to give you something really concrete to apply all these insights, something to kickstart your progress, like right now. So here is your weekly speaking challenge.
Yes, let's make it a practical 7-day challenge to really kickstart your progress and build that crucial new habit. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, on day 1, just record yourself talking about your daily routine. 2 minutes, that's it. Just get your voice out there, don't overthink it. Day 2, shadow a YouTube video for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Pick something fun, something you actually find engaging. On day 3, answer the question, what motivates you in life? Or maybe describe a favorite photo you have or a specific memory in detail. Again, speak out loud. Day 4, learn 5 natural expressions or chunks we talked about, and then actively use them in sentences you create. Or maybe weave them into a short story you tell yourself. On day 5, describe a photo or perhaps a place you love. Focus on using sensory details, what you see, hear, feel, smell. Make it vivid. Day 6, shadow a TED Talk or maybe a speech that inspires you. Or push yourself a bit. Join a free online conversation group, find one on Discord or Meetup, or even just pretend you're in one with ChatGPT.
Get that interaction, even if simulated.
Exactly. And finally, on day 7, record a mini podcast episode, just 2 minutes, maybe about your week, what you learned, how the challenge went, or simply review your voice recordings from the past week. Listen back and truly notice your growth. Celebrate that progress.
That's a fantastic challenge. Totally doable. Remember, everyone, speaking is a skill. It really doesn't happen by accident or just by wishing. It happens by consistent, active, and this is key fun practice. So embrace this journey.
Absolutely. And remember, there's no magic app out there, no single secret shortcut that does the work for you. The real power lies entirely with you, with your mindset and your commitment to practice. So maybe the real question is this: what's one small step, just one tiny thing, you'll commit to taking today to start this transformation? Because fluency, it isn't some fixed destination you arrive at. It's a continuous journey. And every single time you speak, even just a little, you are already on your way.
Well said. Keep going, keep growing, and most importantly, keep speaking.